Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Kirsten, this is where I am craft, and I cannot tell you how excited I am that, well, mixed emotions maybe. Christmas at the cottage is finished for me and we're on to another week, and this is why I'm excited, because we are going down Scissor Lane to the library to search for the secret book along with Bartholomew. And if you remember last week when I was putting up this number here, I said that next week we've actually got a number because it's a CPI file. And so we've got the CPI file. I've already decorated it to this stage and putting my two images on the front and back. Putting CPI, Secret Book of Scissor Lane. We're not going to be decorating it inside like we did last time. This one was Christmas at the cottage, and it was all, the whole kind of theme for me for this week was to decorate the cottage, to help Alistair and Ruby decorate the cottage, and that's why we did it that way. But this time this is more a traditional file, and that's the file folder finished, and what we're actually going to do this week is make items to put inside the file folder. So look at all these lovely bits. This is why I'm so excited. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at this. Some of these I haven't cut out. I've cut the ones I've cut out are the ones that are all books. If you weren't watching last week or you missed me saying it, I wanted to be a librarian. I loved books as a child. I catalogued my books. I had a kind of kid-on index system for them. Oh, yes, it was just something I adored so much. And so I'm getting probably too excited about the library. Because I know I'm not going to end up using everything, so what I've started by doing is cutting out the bits of, this is what we're going to do for today, cutting out the bits that have images of the library in them that or maybe a candle. See, I quite liked her, I quite like that. That was when I was cutting out notes at the start, I think. That's one of the file folders. Yeah, I just love these images. I love that. I love this tag. Just look at all this gorgeousness. Gorgeousness. It's just, oh, so exciting. So exciting. I'm sorry. You're going to have to put up with a lot this week. This image, I'll come back to this image in a second. Just take out all these bits that, look at them all, look at them all. Oh, Tracie, I just cannot thank you so enough for all these beautiful images, and especially this week with, I love these images as well, but I've got to be realistic. I'm not going to use these at the moment. I will end up using them, which is why I was quite happy to print them all out. I've lost. Just look at all this lusciousness. I am in heaven. I am telling you, all these fabulous images of vintage and libraries and books, and we've got files that can be made up. Look at that, and just gorgeous pieces of furniture. I'm going to really struggle to just do 5 pieces, which is what I'm doing today. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 pieces for this file for the Secret Book of Scissor Lane, and then I will be moving on to the next story. And let me tell you about this. This was the image when I saw it that I just thought, I want that full size. I wanted it to be full size, and the inside of this was going to be all this. But I blew it up full size, and it just lost all its quality, so it can't be full size in that. And I really wanted it to be full. I wanted to open up this and see that image there. Oh, it's been so lush, but it's not to be. But I love this. I want to own this unit with all these things that are in it. This is just glorious. Okay, enough of me and my silliness. Shall we move on? We're going to do this. Going to be a relatively simple one today, but you know, with me, that doesn't mean to say it's going to remain simple. So let's see where we get to. Let's start by scoring all this. Right, so that's scored. I want to ink this up. Have you listened to the story? If you haven't listened to the story for this week, then you'll find a link down below. You'll also find a link down below to this kit and to the Anthology calendar, where you can find the links to the official videos for each day. There is a picture of Evelyn's book. Let me take out all this stuff and find. There's an image of, there it's there. Is that going to fit on the back of that? No, it isn't. That's a shame. I quite fancy putting that on the back of that, but we won't do that after all. We'll just put some, oh, I don't know why I'm tempted to put Russian on the back of that, because that's just going to be silly, but we will use the bottom of that Russian page as, and we'll put that on there. So I've backed that with some book page, and that gives some journaling space, but I think I also want a bit of something else on here as well, and I know the stamps I need to get out. I've got these. You need to put something on the back, and I've got these. They're generic stamps in that I have no idea what the name of them were. I've just badly printed these when I was printing them out, because what I do is, when I get these generic ones, I put them in this envelope, and the first thing I do is I don't take them off the plastic, I just go, just so I've got the image. And the book one there with the feathers missing. Oh dear. Right, anyway, I want to put one on the back of here, and I think I'm tempted by this one, because this one looks to me like it's a bit of a somebody's searching for something. Let's use this grey, and that's all I'm going to do with the library card for inside. But for this pocket for it, because that will go all around like that, and then that'll sit in there. For this pocket I want to do some more bits and pieces. And the first thing I think I want to do is I want to decorate this inside that's going to be seen. It's a bit flimsy because I didn't do it on cardstock. I already printed it on can't remember. Oh, I wonder if that'll fit on there. That would fit on there, but I'd need to do something around the outside. But I quite like, I might decide I want that image again at another time, but I quite like the fact that that's an image of there. So when this is shut and that's inside there, you won't see it. As soon as you take it out, like that. So let's put that on there, but we need to do something behind it first. And I want to actually stabilize it a bit more behind it as well. So let's put some book page behind here to stabilise it. I think that would be a good idea. And what I'm currently using 20 pence out the charity shop, Christmas Carol. And I just think it's a great book to be using on a Christmas project. So let's just take this page out of here. Just make sure it fits in the book so it isn't actually central at the top, so it fits in the whole thing. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I wouldn't be okay with that if it would have all fitted in. I would have wanted it central, but I'm okay with it being off a wee bit because, oh dear, it's the only way to fit it in. Right, and then we want to stick that shut. Now let me just think if there's anything I want to do before I stick this shut. I don't think so. I don't think so. And then that goes in there. Yeah. So let's stick this shut. I do love this kit. Have you got your kit? Is there one of the weeks, are you like me and there's one of the weeks you love more than one of the other weeks? I'd have loved this particular one. I know it's got a Christmas theme to it, but I'd have loved this particular one with all these books and bits of old furniture and stuff. I'd love that at any time. It wouldn't have needed to be in this kit for me to have fallen in love with it. And I'm just wondering whether to cut round these corners, but I don't think I'm going to, because although this is rounded, I don't think they would have necessarily been rounded either. But then you see, because that isn't rounded, I'm kind of wondering, I think I am going to round those corners after all. But we're just going to do the little one. We're not going to do the full one that's on that. We're just taking a little bit off those corners. And now, having done that, I'm thinking I wish I'd dog-eared them down instead. Or dog-eared down one. I could still dog-ear one down, couldn't I? I just think that this would be dog-eared, because that's how these things end up going when they get handled regularly, and not dog-eared. So let's just put that fold in there. Ink along that fold, just so it's kind of, maybe put another fold in down here as well. I just think that looks more like it would be in the library. People would be flipping through and it would just get a bit dog-eared there. Quite like that actually. And I'm now tempted to tear this, but I might regret doing that. Oh, I'm so tempted. This book here just needs dulled down a wee bit. Again, it's about the fact it's just looking too new. And that's not down to Tracie not picking the right cut. It's about the fact that it just needs a wee bit like that, just to make it look like it's been handled. It's about the handling of the thing. See, do I want to do, I love that doggy, and now I'm really tempted. No, let's just put some more, but let's just leave it the one dog-eared side like that. Right. And then that goes in here. Do I want to do anything else with this? Okay, I don't think I'm going to do anything else to this card. I'm just going to put that in there. But I'm going to do stuff to this little envelope. First thing I'm going to do is on this side, I think we want to put this label, that's Scissor Lane Library Services, and the library reference. Now in the story, that way up, the story, it tells us that this book, Evelyn's Magical Christmas, should be in, now let me just check I've got this right, Case B, Shelf 5. So what I want to do is I'm going to put a B and a 5 on here. Copper pen out and just put a copper edge on this. So this is, obviously, it's on paper. It's not meant to be on wood or anything like that. So why am I trying to make it look like a metal label? Because it just says to me, that makes it even more a case of it's part of this important libraries catalogue. Just let that set because it does take a wee bit to dry. I'm not bothered about it not being spot on because it will have just kind of worn and got a bit grubby again. This, however, I'm going to leave as a library label. This is lovely ink that I don't use a lot because it is just, well, I just don't use it a lot. Let's just make sure I haven't got too much on there. So it is in, what was it, Case B, row 5? Case B, shelf 5. So let's just put Case B. For some unknown reason, the last section of this video had a horrible line down in two lines down the screen. So I'm just filming this bit. Obviously you can't see what I did, but I'm going to talk you through what I did. I think it was just after I put this bronzing around this label that it happened, and I had intended on using this lovely ink to write on Case B shelf 5, and I wrote it on the one that said library notes, and it must be because something to do with this being matte paper. It just spread like nobody's business. So I wrote it on the plain one and it did exactly the same. So I copied off another one and I decided I would just use the plain one and use this number, which I had, because I'd copied off another one, I had another one of these cards. So that's that number up there, so that links this sleeve with that card. And I put Case B, shelf 5, which is where, and I used my Electroset to do that, and I've done it kind of a bit squiffy again to get that look that you would get. See, this is typewritten in, and you can see it kind of goes down, and that's what happens when you use a typewriter, especially when you try and put card or something in it. And then round the back I took this picture that was a tag, but I cut it off into a wee card. It's stuck down there, but although the book, you know how nowadays the authors tend to be on the back of the books or in the flyleaf or something, so I thought, let's put that picture there, author Norris Edith O, and that came from that line there. I just cut it up and put the author and the northeast, and it just fills that wee gap that was in the back there of it. If I had thought about doing that beforehand, what I might have done, I probably wouldn't, but I'm giving you this as an option. If something you would like to do is, I might have kept it as a tag and actually put a brad through there, and then the legs would have been behind that book and you wouldn't have seen it. So that would have been a brad that swiveled. But actually I quite like it stuck down like that, and so I was quite happy to do that. So that is my first item for The Secret of Scissors Lane, The Secret Book of Scissor Lane file. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, found something that was of interest or inspiration, hopefully, or just a bit of joy. I hope I might see you again if you've just popped by for the first time. You take care. Keep crafting. Bye for now.